Welcome to the Women's Council of Realtors San Francisco Strategic Partner Series. My name is Milana Ostroy. I'm the current president of the Women's Council of Realtors, and I'm joined today by Stephen Hook, who is with United American Mortgage and a longtime mortgage consultant that's worked not only with me, but with my mother. So I'm honored to have him here and have him be a big part of the Women's Council of Realtors San Francisco support. Stephen, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for the invite.
Did you get the clothing memo here?
I did get the clothing memo and I'm following directions.
I mean, were you just trying to do like the Women's Council of Realtors San Francisco colors? Because our colors are blue and yellow. You were almost there.
Honestly, this is one of my best suits. I get so many compliments for it. And so might as well look as best as I can for the call and meeting.
It looks fantastic. So, are you ready to dive in and
I'm ready.
All the secrets?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I will. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I will. I promise. I will.
Okay, let's do it.
As much as I can think of.
Let's do it. So, obviously, we're here because you're a big strategic partner of the Women's Council of Realtors San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
What made you join and support this community as opposed to the many other communities that you could have supported and joined?
Good question. I actually started with Women's Council of Realtors. I was on the board of directors, I want to say back in 1992, 1993.
What?
I had been in business since 1990. I've been in the mortgage business actually since 84.
Wow.
With mortgage-backed securities. And then in 1990 switched over to mortgage banking. And I joined a bank in 92 and said, I think I need to get exposure to real estate agents. And while I was out on broker tour, meeting several agents, some are still in business, they said, oh, you should join Women's Council of Realtors. I said, sure, what's that all about?
I mean, what smart man wouldn't want to join a community of women?
And then I hear that, oh yeah, it was just because of the women. And it's like, okay, guilty. Yeah, sure. But it was a great way for me to get exposure to real estate agents. And as time wore on, I would attend maybe a few events, not many events, and then just recently started attending more events. And then I got invited to become a sponsor. And I said, sure.
Who do you have to blame for that?
That would be you.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
You're
a great salesperson.
I'll take all credit and accountability as long as you enjoy it.
Yes.
So you've been with the Women's Council of Realtors longer
on and off for 30 years.
Because I've been on it 4 years.
Yes.
In any of this time, what has been your most memorable event that you've attended?
The most memorable event, people are going to laugh about this, was back in the 90s. Jeannie Anderson, who I think is over in the East Bay Women's Council of Realtors, would have the fashion show. And they had both the male models and female models. And the real estate agents, loan officers, title people, you name it. And we had a great time. And the audience was laughing their heads off. There was one scene where we were all showing up. The men were showing up in boxer shorts, and the women were showing up in some sort of, not risque, but it was still fun to see them in nightwear.
Like they're not in their suits.
They're not in their suits. We're not in our suits. Okay. We're in after evening wear. And so that was a lot of fun. On a more serious note, it was a fun note. I had my 5 minutes of fame about 2 months ago at the attorney event where I was able to get a few laughs from everybody, just describing some of the loan situations that I work with, some of the war stories that I've closed. But at the same time, I was very, very supportive of all the other types of loan officers that are out there that work for big banks. I work for a brokerage, so it's kind of a different element there.
And that was the Battle of Opinions.
That was a
great event.
It was very well attended, and funny enough, you asked me, well, what was unexpected? What was unexpected is afterwards there were many people I knew. I've been doing this and been involved for several decades, but there was also several people that I did not know that would come up to me on broker tour, hand me their business card and said, I didn't get a chance to connect with you. I love what you have to hear. Let's connect later.
Awesome.
So
that's what
it was good exposure. I mean,
We're about community connection, support, education, empowerment, so all of that. And as I made it clear at my installation, this is definitely a women's supporting and empowerment community, but
Right.
we love our men.
Yes.
And I highly respect men who support women in business.
Well, and it's funny that, as a question is, how is this different from other organizations? And the difference is there are women real estate organizations, but they don't allow men. And what I like is that it's openly supporting women in real estate because, women are, at least in San Francisco, they may not be as much of a percentage of the real estate community, but they are probably at least half or more. And it's fun to be able to have that type of environment where we are supporting women leadership and everything else involved with it. And I don't know of any other industry that really supports women in business as much as Women's Council of Realtors.
Yeah, we do a good job. And we do appreciate actually the men that participate. Now, if you were to share, or you could share, what is your secret sauce? If you don't mind, just spill it out. What is your secret sauce? Because you've been in the business over 40 years now.
Yep.
You got to have some kind of secret sauce.
Yeah. I would say the secret sauce is that I'm able to see angles that other loan officers can't.
Yeah.
For me, the glass is always half full. It's not half empty. And as a broker, I have a wider range of products.
Okay.
Direct lenders will have better pricing, but it has to fit in the tiny little
Yes,
banker box. And I
there's a
use that all
choice.
the time.
Yes.
And I will say that I'm also very accessible. I work weekends. If the phone is on, I may be up in a tree cutting a palm tree branch, but I am available. And I'm also available in the evenings. And a lot of loan officers will take the time off. I don't really work weekends. I really don't, work in the evening. And many times that's when things take place. People are working and they don't have time during the day.
If I need my
Accessibility.
buyer's mortgage person, I need it like now.
Yeah.
Right. Like offers and things, they don't wait for business hours.
Yeah.
But I'm going to add something to
Okay.
your secret sauce
Okay.
that since I've worked with you, I have found is that you have incredible experience.
Yes.
And because you have incredible experience, your expertise is so deep that you can take any scenario, and if you can't do it, you'll figure out a solution and where to bring that scenario.
Structuring the transaction.
I think that is really important. Actually, just yesterday, one of my clients was very frustrated with their mortgage person because they were told they couldn't do that loan program, but they weren't offered a solution.
Yeah.
And so I had to redirect them, and that loan officer lost the deal not because they were bad. It's not their fault that this person doesn't fit in that box, but they didn't guide them and offer them a solution. So I had to guide them elsewhere. I don't like to do that. And I think that in my experience working with you, you've got solutions for everything. And if you don't know it, you'll go find it. So I would say that's part of your secret sauce.
I spoke and when I spoke at the event, Damon Knox, I've known for years, great guy, and he'll say, "Oh, if Steve Hook can't get the deal done, it probably can't get done." Now, I've been surprised.
Truth to that.
I have been surprised where the deal got done at a better interest rate. But typically, if it can't be done, it's usually a surprise. There was one instance where I'm not sure, there may have been a little bit of funny stuff. And as I've been in the business for 35 years originating loans, I don't like doing funny stuff because I want to stay in the industry. I enjoy it. I enjoy helping clients get to the finish line. And if I do a shortcut that really compromises my ability to work in the future, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Now, this goes in line with your value proposition, right? I think we kind of answered what your value proposition is. So I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
I want you to finish this sentence. I love working with Stephen because. What is the most memorable thing you would say clients would say about working with you?
He knows how to solve problems. He understands timelines. He's got a good sense of humor, usually. And He usually has great solutions or alternatives. And sometimes it's options. It's like going into an ice cream store, and you want to know that there's something more than chocolate or vanilla there, and you may not want the peppermint ice cream, but it's always good to know that there are options.
Okay. And if someone were to hire someone like you,
Mhm.
what do you think is the most important thing they should look for?
So I'd say the green flags, so to speak. There's red flags. Green flags would be working with a loan officer that knows how to explain the numbers. There's lots of numbers involved, and it's easy for me to know what it is that we're doing, but it's another thing being able to explain it and sometimes having to re-explain it in a different way so that it's easily understood. So I would say being able to explain numbers, I'd say transparency and, hey, this is one option to go, but,
Yeah.
and I guess another thing, okay, this is secret sauce, but and I don't get asked this enough, is what would you do in my situation? If, I can't, if you were the borrower, Steve, what would you do? You've been at this long enough. What is, what is the way you would approach it? Or, what am I missing that you might know, might have a perspective on? And sometimes
Yeah.
it's a matter of re-explaining, or maybe there was something that was missed earlier, that a concept, there's a lot of concepts going on, and maybe they don't understand the concept up front, so they don't have a perspective when we're describing that. Now, I'm speaking in very gray terms, but I guess that's something that I can add to the
I
story.
I agree with that. I think for me, when I work in real estate, I guide my clients as if it's my own family, my own money.
My own money. Yeah.
And as if I'm doing it for myself. I can't make the decisions, like let's say on the aesthetics and what property, but in terms of structuring the deal or structuring the mortgage, I feel like your approach is in line with my approach in that we treat it like our own money.
We do treat it like our own money.
And it's nice when they ask us that question, because then we can, like, they've opened the door to let us tell them point blank. But a lot of times I will give advice and guide them in that direction anyways. It's just they're more open when they ask that question. That's true.
As an investor in real estate loans as well, I
You do
can,
trust deed
and I
investing?
do trust deed
High
investing,
five.
and
It's
it's not
great.
right for everybody,
I
but
think it's great if you've got cash.
it's great if you have cash. You get a
Yes.
great rate of return, and I can honestly say, if I was putting my money into this, I would believe in it. Or I would say, gee, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's sometimes I'm going to say, if somebody says, oh, I'm getting this rate, you should take that rate.
Yes.
If,
Sometimes
if
you have said that to me, and I appreciate that.
it's
Because why waste everybody's time?
exactly.
No, I appreciate that.
We only have the only commodity we really have is time, and it's using your time wisely and being able to determine. I was speaking with a colleague of mine, and I said, what's your secret sauce? I'm going in to meet,
You're copying my
and it's like, what's your secret sauce? And he says, ability to understand whether that's a deal that you could do or not. And if it's something that it can be done, but somebody's getting a better deal, hey, you should take it. And if it doesn't, I always keep the door open. Never, I don't slam the door.
Yeah, you're not closing.
There's
You're not
some people
anything
take
bad.
things personally, and I'll say, hey, let me know if it doesn't work out. Come back to me and let's look at the situation again.
Okay, I want to go off business now. I want to get to know the real Steven.
Okay.
All right. What is a fun
Uh-oh.
fact?
Uh-oh.
I want to get down and dirty. What is the fun
Okay.
fact that people don't know about you, Steven?
Great. I'd say I've been doing hot yoga and Pilates for 10 years to keep in shape,
Really?
because I love to cook, I love to eat, and I love to entertain. And
Where's my dinner?
I
I've
know.
never had a dinner.
Okay.
Hello?
We'll have to arrange that.
I gotta
And
cook.
and but if you come out to Lodi, I'm going to have you work in the garden with me, landscaping and hardscaping. I know. I know. We have gardening gloves. We have gardening gloves. No,
Okay.
no problem at all.
It's my sister's forte. Am I allowed to bring my sister? She can cook, she can garden,
There we
she
go.
can draw. Like, she's talented.
There we go.
Me,
Got
got
a swimming pool out there, and if you got kids that could jump and play in the pool.
Okay, so you have a second home
A
in
second home
Lodi?
in Lodi.
That's your.
And then primary residence is here in San Francisco down in the Marina District.
So what made you choose Lodi? Actually, one of my best friends has a second home in Lodi. What makes you choose Lodi?
There's a story I can talk about and a story I can't talk about. The story I can talk about is that I was looking for a different business model outside of San Francisco.
Okay.
And I thought, out in the Central Valley, I think I can help more first-time home buyers with FHA and VA loans. And so I moved out there and I was still doing business in San Francisco. And I thought, okay, FHA and VA loans. And at the time, everybody was doing subprime loans. And yes, I've done subprime loans, but it wasn't the type of business that I thought.
Yeah.
So I was out there for 2 years. I found a house, I bought it, and I still love going out there, spending
Is that your
several days a week.
retreat?
It's my weekend retreat.
Okay.
And it's where I go to decompress and relax and have fun. I've got, it's a half acre, it's landscaped, and it's fun for me. But yes, after a year or two, I realized I think I need to move my business back to San Francisco.
Speed here. I mean, there's definitely more life here. I think that is a great retreat. So I think
It's a great way to decompress, but after a while, it's like, okay, now what? Now
Yeah.
what? It's like being on vacation, and it's like, okay, it's been 2 weeks. I'm relaxed. Time to go back to work. I mean, although I am working while I'm on vacation, but it's like it's usually the speed of I have a certain rhythm that I like to work with, and it makes me feel alive.
That's important.
Yes.
Now, speaking of fun, what is your idea of fun? What do you like to do other than Lodi Retreat? Are you a dancer? You love to travel?
I'm not the dancer in the family.
I noticed you didn't dance at my installation, and I had this great DJ, and I got almost all the men to dance actually, but I didn't get you.
I am. Cooking, I enjoy. Travel, honestly, this sounds bad, but I love gardening and landscaping. See,
why is that bad?
And so the way I look at it is this: you could be working on a loan or a real estate transaction, and all of a sudden it goes sideways. There's a problem with the property, there's a problem with the borrower. Seller pulls the listing, or buyer changes their mind. But when I'm looking at a project in the backyard and it's like I'm going to tackle this project this weekend and completing it, it closes the loops. I love closing the loops.
Okay.
It's like having a list and you're like, I got through, it's lining through things. Some people love lining through things that they've accomplished. And for me, it's looking at what it looked like at the beginning of the trip to Lodi and what did it look like after the trip to Lodi. And I love seeing the progress. And yeah, things are going to grow. Things are going to maybe not grow. Weeds are going to come back. But at least for that period of time, I saw it and it looked great.
All right. Now, to wrap up, one more question. We're going to circle back to the Women's Council of Realtors, San Francisco. How has it impacted your business, your life? And you've been in the business a long time, so your business has changed over the years. And you've also seen decades of change about women in business. So to circle that all together, share with us how it's impacted you and your decisions in your business.
I would say it's helped relationships. It's helped cement those relationships. And sometimes it's not the person that I've necessarily developed that relationship with, but how they've related to another real estate agent saying, you need to use Steve Hook for that transaction. You need to call him to get that deal done.
Such a great catchy last name. I mean,
Hook.
Hook it in.
Hook it in.
You just gotta go.
The hook is on several email addresses. But I'd say it's the relationships developed. Transactionally, I am more of a relationship person than just focusing on the transaction. Although I have had transactional relationships, believe it or not, with actually other loan officers that I've met. And it's like, hey, I can't do these deals. I've heard that you can do these. Or we have a discovery meeting and they'll say, wow, I didn't realize that you knew how to do that. can we work together? And some transactions you can, some transactions you can't. But 2/3 of the transactions I work on are commercial and private money where you're a broker, I'm a broker. We
And you
can
both broke, just
we can
to buyer and seller.
exactly. We can co-broker on consumer loans. You can't do that.
I know.
But on
Private money and
on private
commercial,
money
you
and
can.
commercial, we can.
Yeah.
And I've closed several transactions with loan officers that I've met through Women's
Well,
Council of Realtors.
I want to tell you that I greatly appreciate you rejoining the Women's Council of Realtors
My
after
pleasure.
so many years. That we're grateful to have you as a strategic partner. And I personally love working with Stephen Hook, and very grateful and appreciative for you coming today. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Please call me whenever you have a situation, even if you just need a plan B or a second opinion. I do free second opinions. I know some loan officers, oh, I'm not going to give a second opinion. I love giving second opinions because it just gives you perspective and it helps you get the client sometimes to the finish line where it's like, well, I don't know about this direct lender, and maybe the direct lender is really the best lender for that situation.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.